Fire Control Battalion 2, stand by for dispatch.
Bill.
We have a report of a fire in the building in the deli of the MGM.
On November 21st, 1980, a devastating fire engulfed the MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. This horrific event remains etched in history as one of the most tragic fires in the United States and the world. The fire death toll was 85 and nearly 600 people were seriously injured. And today we'll uncover the secrets of this disaster that left its mark on all of Las Vegas forever. Construction of the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino commenced in 1972, and it officially opened its doors in December of 1973. The establishment featured 2,078 rooms and occupied a vast total area of approximately 2 million square feet, encompassing both hotel and casino spaces. Remarkably, no fire sprinkler systems were incorporated into the hotel's high-rise sections, as well as the casino and restaurant areas. In fact, only limited fire protection measures were implemented at ground level at all. Despite the strong recommendations from the fire chief, who emphasized the necessity of installing sprinkler systems throughout the entire structure, the final decision rested with the construction overseer. Unfortunately, the determination to prioritize cost considerations over life safety and fire protection prevailed, resulting in the omission of sprinkler installation. Now, the overall construction cost for the hotel stood at about $106 million, and apparently the owners believed that the $192,000 expense associated with sprinkler installation wasn't practical. According to news reports, NFPA Fire Investigation Manager David Dermers said that, with sprinklers, it would have been a fire of 1 or 2 sprinklers and we would never have heard about it. The MGM Grand Fire began in the early morning hours, approximately 7 a.m., in a location often overlooked, the hotel's unoccupied deli. A combination of electrical and wiring issues was the primary cause, with a short circuit igniting flammable materials stored nearby. Within seconds, the fire grew uncontrollably, spewing thick smoke and deadly toxic gases throughout the building.
The source of the fire was traced here to the pantry, where the blaze started as a small electrical fire, a fire that may have smoldered for hours before becoming a full-fledged inferno.
The fire spread with astonishing speed due to a catastrophic design flaw. The building's open interior design allowed the flames to race up the 26-story hotel tower like a chimney. The lack of fire-rated walls and doors between floors further facilitated the rapid spread of flames and smoke. As the fire progressed, guests and staff found themselves trapped in a nightmare scenario. Fire doors that should have contained the blaze failed to function correctly, compounding the disaster. Within minutes, the MGM Grand was plunged into chaos as panicked guests scrambled for safety. During the fire, there was around 5,000 people in the hotel. Some of them managed to leave on their own, and over 300 people got to the roof and were rescued by helicopters. However, not everyone was as fortunate. Many guests were stuck in their rooms, hallways, and elevators waiting for help for nearly 4 hours. The first 18 victims were in the casino area, which was completely engulfed by the flame. Most of the other deaths occurred because people breathed in the toxic smoke on the upper floors of the hotel. Damaged smoke control systems and other HVAC parts, along with openings in vertical passages, staircases, and elevator shafts, allowed the dangerous smoke to spread throughout the building, even to the highest floor. Over 200 brave firefighters came to rescue those trapped, and some mentioned they had to crawl in the darkness and over what they described as piles of stuff to battle the fire. It was later discovered that these piles were actually deceased guests and staff near the elevators. We have numerous accounts confirming that the rescue operation was extremely challenging. Besides the professionals, bystanders from the construction company also pitched in, using elevators to transport people, earning them praise as heroes. As time passed, some of the people stuck in the hotel rooms smashed the windows to get fresh air, even though this let in thicker smoke from outside. They couldn't bear to stay in their rooms any longer, and what they did next, as seen in old footage, is truly frightening. Now let's take a little bit of a breath before we jump back in, and I'd like to ask all of you for a favor. If you have a chance, could you please like and subscribe to our channel, because this really helps boost our visibility. Thank you. Okay, back to our topic. The firefighters' ladders only reached up to the 9th floor, and the hotel had over 25 floors. So, those who could escaped from their balconies. For those on higher floors, they improvised by making ropes from sheets and attempted to slide down. Unfortunately, this was extremely risky, and some people fell from great heights. In the most challenging moments of the evacuation, some guests made the desperate choice to jump from even the highest floors, hoping to escape the deadly smoke with the possibility of rescue. Many other heartbreaking stories are shared by survivors and witnesses who saw these tragic events unfold.
When I got to the ladder, it tilted and broke, and the firemen pulled me back. And so we waited a while, and so this man had a heart attack in the room. And then we had to get...
In the fire, despite the efforts of firefighters and other volunteers, 85 people died and 650 were hospitalized, including visitors, employees, and 14 firefighters. Of the 85 fatalities, 4 died of burns, 1 jumped from the building, and 80 died of smoke and carbon monoxide poisoning. 18 of the victims were on the casino floor, while the remaining 67 were on floors 16 through 26. The injured faced severe burns, smoke inhalation, and trauma. Many survivors bore physical and emotional scars that would remain with them for the rest of their lives.
It's hard to get it out of your mind. I never will. You never forget.
In the aftermath of the tragedy, victims and their families sought justice and compensation for their losses. Press articles indicated that there were 83 building code violations, design defects, installation errors, and materials later identified that contributed to the size of the fire and the spread of smoke. They indicated that, as a result, 1,327 cases were brought against 118 companies. Money from all the companies went into a $223 million settlement fund, which was quickly transferred to the victims. These legal cases emphasize the importance of fire safety regulations and the consequences faced by businesses that neglected their duty to protect patrons and employees. What was really frustrating about the whole situation was that MGM and many other hotels and casinos in Las Vegas resisted making safety improvements after the fire, claiming it would cost too much. Then, almost exactly 1 week later, there was another fire at the Las Vegas Hilton that killed 8 more people. After that, the arguments against safety updates no longer held water, and the city said, no, you have to make these changes. It's unfortunate that it took 2 fires, not just one, to finally bring everything up to code. In some cases, the easiest way to improve and upgrade a Las Vegas hotel is through an insurance claim, so it may seem like it's even better for some companies to risk people's lives rather than properly equipping the hotel for safety. Because then, if there's a fire or property damage and they get to claim it on insurance, they don't have to pay for the upgrades. Nevertheless, the MGM Grand fire served as a turning point in fire safety regulations. In the wake of this horrible tragedy, comprehensive changes were made to enhance safety measures in public buildings. These included the implementation of improved fire suppression systems, enhanced smoke detectors, and better fireproofing measures. No more than 3 months after the fire, the state's building and fire codes were revised to provide the nation's strictest sprinkler and life safety requirements, which, after this much loss of life, was a good thing. In this channel, we delve into significant historical disasters and some recent ones as well. If you want to keep yourself informed about our content, be sure to check out our previous videos. And I'd just like to say thank you very much for choosing to spend your time with us today. We'll see you in our next video.